have two lovely zookeepers from the Dallas Zoo. Please welcome Alyssa Dunklin and Megan Whalen. And so we're here promoting the koala walkabout, correct?
Yes, that's right. Now with the warm weather coming in, we're seeing lots of people coming into the zoo. You guys like the warm weather, right?
Woo!
Yeah. But we're gonna bring out an animal that also loves the warm weather. Now this here is Sid, and Sid is a type of penguin called an African black-footed penguin. Now, if we think of warm weather, or if we think of penguins, what kind of weather do we think of? Cold weather, that's right. Now, believe it or not, this penguin here lives in the warm weather. She's from Africa, and it's obviously hot in Africa. Now, believe it or not, there are 17 different types of penguins. Only 5 of those types of penguins live where it's really cold. So Sid here likes it where it's nice and warm. Our Texas weather during the winter has been very too cold for her. So she's very, very happy, as well as our guests, that the weather is getting a little bit warmer and she's able to come out and spend a little bit more time.
Wow. So these are treats, I'm guessing, for it?
Yes, these are treats for an animal that will be coming out in just a little bit.
What does Sid normally eat at the zoo?
Well, Sid likes to eat lots and lots of fish.
Right.
And believe it or not, she can actually eat 1/3 to half of her body weight in fish a day, which also means a lot of poop.
Yes. Penguin poop, that doesn't seem pleasant, but...
No, that's true.
Oh, awesome. Am I allowed to pet her or lose a finger?
Yes, if you'd like to, you can give her a touch on her back.
Hey there.
Now, believe it or not, she's actually covered in lots and lots of tiny little feathers.
It is. It's feathery.
Yes.
I thought they were like scaly, but...
They're very, very small. And if we put a quarter on her back, you would actually find 60 feathers in that amount of space. Now, if you think of the cold weather penguins, like the emperor penguins or the king penguins, they're gonna have about 100 to 120 feathers in that amount of space. So she still needs to have a lot of feathers to help keep herself warm in the cool weather, or in the cool water that she's gonna swim in the African channels. But where she's gonna be spending a lot of her time is on the rocky beaches in Africa. So she's gonna need to keep herself nice and cool when she's out in that warm weather.
Awesome. All right, what's our next animal we got? This is fun.
Well, you may have mentioned that we have a new exhibit.
Yes.
And our new exhibit actually showcases Australian animals. And our new exhibit is called Koala Walkabout. Now, yes, I hear a few of you guys saying, woo. Well, there's only 10 zoos in the whole country that have koalas. Okay. And now the Dallas Zoo is one of them. So in honor of our new koala exhibit, we have brought an Australian animal.
That's a dragon. That's scary.
Yes, it's very similar to a dragon. She's actually called a blue-tongued skink, and she comes all the way from the deserts in Africa. And I don't know if you guys are going to be able to get a nice close-up of her tongue, but she does have a beautiful blue tongue. Now, you might not know a lot about Australian animals, but this lizard here is not dangerous at all. But she resembles a snake in Australia that's called the death adder. And you don't have to know anything about snakes to know that the death adder is not a very friendly snake.
So this is called a...
This is called a blue-tongued skink.
Skink?
Skink.
So that's
not
like
to be
a
confused
hybrid.
With another word.
Yeah,
yes.
I was about to say, I dated a couple of those, but no, I can see now that's like a hybrid of
yes.
a snake lizard. Okay.
Yes. So what she'll do is she's not actually very dangerous, but her blue tongue looks like that death adder. And when she sticks it out and an animal comes over, they see this and they think, oh my gosh, it's the death adder, and they leave her alone.
Okay.
So while you can't see Tilly out on exhibit, we do have 2 new koalas that you can come look at. We also have red kangaroos, wallabies, and emus. And then we also have a new lorry exhibit where you can actually come if you like to meet birds. You walk through our aviary, you have little cups of nectar, and the lorikeets come and they land on your hands and on your shoulders, and they come and they eat the nectar out of your hands. So it's a fun way to get involved at the Dallas Zoo.
Very fun. And we've got one more guest, don't we?
Yes, we have one more animal. And we might have to stand up a little bit for this, so I hope you don't mind.
Uh-oh.
But this is the animal that
I need to stand?
No, you're fine
okay, good.
sitting. The next animal that we have coming out, we've in March had over 150,000 visitors in the month of March alone, which has been great for the Dallas Zoo. It's our highest month. Whoa. And the main reason is because of our new walkabout exhibit, but the other reason is because we have also had our African Savannah exhibit and our new bird show called Soar, which started last year. And in Soar, you can actually see free-flighted birds like this in the show. And you can also see this exact bird flying across our Savannah exhibit. And he flies across the elephants, the giraffes, and all other different types of animals. Now let's see if we can get him to fly across to me here.
Goodness.
There we go.
Yeah.
Now the other really cool thing that this bird does is he will actually catch insects right out of the sky. Now obviously it wouldn't be very nice for me to let an insect out here, but what we are going to do is throw a grape up. Unfortunately, we don't have a very high ceiling. But he will catch an insect, or as we have this rare African flying grape that we can fly, that we can throw for him to be able to catch right out of the air.
Nice. And what's this called again?
This is called a trumpeter hornbill. Now, if you guys have seen the movie Lion King,
Yes.
Zazu is a hornbill.
Okay.
Now, the reason why they're called hornbills is you guys may see this very large and raised area on the top of his beak, and that's called a casque. He's called a trumpeter hornbill, so you think he can make a lot of noise? Yeah, he can make a lot of noise. So that casque actually helps him to project his voice to be able to allow him to call to other hornbills, let them know there's a lion, there's a cheetah in the area. Now, do you guys want to see another grape toss? Yes. All right, I wish the ceiling was higher because we can get him to go up nice and high, but let's see if we can't get him to fly again.
Oh, he's looking at me.